Now, Mike, you've been tweeting about this event, haven't you? I saw yesterday you tweeted, "Sorry, Euros, the Weber Cup is coming back to the States."
Oh, you read that? I just call it like I see it.
Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready for our next match. It is the debutant in Weber Cup. He says it's coming back to the States, and we're time for our next match. Let's hand you over to our commentators, Cass Edwards and Wayne Boyce.
So the second singles match then. Paul Moor, the left-hander, up against Mike Fagan. Mike Fagan hoping for a winning start here against Paul Moor, a player who is notoriously difficult to beat. He has been so crucial for Team Europe, being the only left-hander over the last few years. This is his 7th appearance in the Weber Cup. He is the most experienced European player in terms of Weber Cup appearances. And he's had mixed results, 3 wins and 3 losses in the Weber Cup. His personal record is good though, 26 wins from 40, and he starts with a strike. We'll talk about putting the pressure on the newcomer, Cass.
Pressure immediately, straight back on the American.
His first singles bowl then, of Weber Cup 12. And he leaves 2 pins standing in the corner, a makeable spare though.
It's been laid down today. Gets to the break line and then the ball starts turning left, but just didn't get it out far enough. So it is only going to be a makeable spare, which he takes away quite nicely. Tim Mack. And last year, 265 against Peter Weber to pick up the title. So he's obviously a good finisher.
Well, he won 4 of his 5 singles matches last year, Paul Moor. And that's a double. Starting the way he left off last year in Barnsley.
Yeah, great looking shot. That's 2 in a row. Best possible. Well, he will meet people like Mike Fagan in head-to-head matches.
And Fagan responds with an ace of his own.
Yeah, much better looking shot. Got some width on the lane that time. Allowed the ball to have time to come up into the pocket and hit perfectly. Carried all 10. Get the rotation right, the speed right, the direction right, the angle into the pocket, and to do it on a consistent basis.
Working on a double then, Paul Moor. Perfect so far. Can he make it 3? Yes, he can. Turkey Paul Moor keeps it perfect through the opening 3 frames.
Ball perfect at 45 feet. Comes the break point. Hits the 1-2 pocket. Carries all 10. Great looking shot.
This bowler to roll a perfect game on live TV in the UK. The 2006 Weber Cup against Jason Couch. Rings the 10 pin. Mike Fagan.
Well, I think something actually hit that 10 pin because it turned around on its base about half an inch. Hard and straight.
Oh, just about.
Just holds it on the lane, doesn't he?
He was dicing a bit there, wasn't he?
Yeah, just a little smile to someone in the crowd there.
Welcome back to the partypoker.com Weber Cup 12 at the Barnsley Metrodome. Action continuing here between... Oh, looking for 4 in a row and gets it! This is fabulous stuff from Paul Moor.
Well, he's the local boy from just down the road in Beverley. About a half an hour's drive from the Metrodome here in Barnsley. Oh, and actually smiles, a rarity for Paul Moor.
Mike Fagan, at the moment, heading for the same fate as Bill O'Neill. A loss in his opening singles match, unless he can turn it around. He wasn't happy with that, though. Just leaves the spare.
Yeah, didn't quite get the rotation on the ball, so it didn't make the pocket properly.
He knew as well. Takes away the single pin spare. Not too many problems this time. Working on 259. Make it 5 in a row. Oh, the 7 pin ends any hope of a maximum here for Paul Moor.
Interestingly, Mike Fagan had a 300 game roll against him just last week in Thailand by a friend of ours called Jason Belmonte. So Mike's been on the receiving end of a 300 very recently, and he's fortunate he won't be on the end of another one this game.
Shake of the head there from Paul Moor. There was one or two holding their breath in the crowd, you know. Because like Mike Fagan. Rings the temp in. They're just not going down for Mike Fagan. Strike in frame 2. That aside, it's been spares all the way.
They tend to bite back at the worst of times. Now, Mike really needed a couple of strikes in his last 2 shots, and he's been left with 2 10-pins. He spares it quite easily, but loses count on that first ball. And team captain Chris Barnes looking slightly concerned. Professional bowlers on the greatest tour in the world, the American PBA Tour.
And Mike Fagan spoke about it before. It's a very different environment here. Barnsley Metrodome. Crowd on both sides of the lane. And it's another spare. Left up for Paul Moor.
Yeah, both players hitting the head pin, not quite getting there. Brand new father, European captain Oscar Paloma with countryman Mika Koivunaimi.
No problem. Taking away the spare, Paul Moor. Still with that 20-pin advantage. Mike Fagan, though, up for frame 6.
That's well, this man, 3 spares in a row.
Yeah, just the 1 strike so far in frame 2. But there's his second.
Yeah, great looking shot from the king of swing. That's his nickname. Simply because that backswing goes way above his head. It really is high. Comes down as a beautiful pendulum swing and follows through. Gets a lot of road to get. Watch this. Look how high that ball is. Cranks the wrist up. Sails the ball wide. And lets the ball do the rest. It's really quite simple, really.
So Paul Moor, after 2 spares, looking to get back on the strike trail, but he doesn't.
Yeah, kind of lost the strike line, hasn't he? 9 spares are good, but strikes are a lot better. That's 3 in a row. Pocket for the left-hander. Carry all 10 pins. He's missed out for 3 frames in a row.
Solid shot, no mistake from Moor.
As we say, single pin spares are easy enough. It's the strikes that are the difficult thing to get.
Now the lead just down to 9 points if they both were to strike out. No, it turned too soon, and that's a horrible end result for Mike Fagan. Just as it looked as though he was getting back into it.
High through the head pin, leaves the 3, 6, 7 and the 10. Doesn't quite get the ball wide enough, and here's the reaction. It's high on the head pin, breaks nothing up, goes straight through the face of that number 1 pin. And you can tell by the look on his face and his body language. Side of the 3 pin, chip it across to the 7. It is makeable, maybe a 5-to-1 shot. Gives it a bit of loft and goes for it.
But doesn't make it. It is an open frame for Mike Fagan. Landed that ball halfway down, didn't he?
Yeah, tried to cut out the early hook on the lane. Get it to go straighter down there, but it didn't work. So basically the first error of the game goes to the American.
Fagan could have struck in frame 7. It really would have put the pressure on, but an open frame. And Moore responds in the best possible way with his 5th strike.
It's a great looking shot from Paul Moor. Poor Mike Fagan had the open frame, and you just knew that Paul Moor was going to do something. Jump all over his opponent and bury one right in the 1-2 pocket. That's a great looking shot, and carries all 10, his first strike. Big 43 pins difference now.
Yeah, needs to strike all the way, Fagan. Well, there's one.
Yeah, I'm afraid that open frame between 2 strikes has caused so much damage, and it's given Moore 43 pins lead going into the foundation frame.
It's a lovely shot again from Paul Moor to double through 8 and 9. And after 3 spares through 5, 6 and 7, he is very much back with his eye in again.
8 and 9. Fagan can only go out for 214. Moore still pacing 250 plus.
A touch of fortune at the end, but he'll take it.
I did mention those quarter pins can sometimes bite back. He's managed to clear both of them out. Had the 710 standing at one stage here. Great follow through. Ball's in the right area. Lots of reaction in the back end. Just a fraction light. And the 7 and the 10 go. How about that? What a great looking shot. 2 strikes in a row.
And a puff.
Moore's just got to keep the ball in the lane.
And he does. Leaves the spare.
Yeah, his maximum drops to 236.
Earns himself the extra ball. And confirms the victory. Europe will go into a 2-1 lead.
And a bit of interaction with the crowd. They know the game's all over. And it's applause of encouragement for local boy, Paul Moor.
And finishes with a strike to round off a pretty consistent game there from Paul Moor. 236 scored. It was looking as though it was going to be something special with 4 consecutive strikes. Stayed clean throughout the game. 6 strikes in all, 236. And Team USA heading for a second singles defeat. And Mike Fagan learning all about the unique atmosphere of the Barnsley Metrodome. And he's getting into it as well, appreciating the support of the crowd here, who are mainly cheering on Europe. That's 2 very big characters missing from the USA team, but Mike Fagan, despite the defeat, looks as though he's enjoying the occasion. Said he couldn't wait to get started.
Oh. Big up from frame 7. Just going to finish off with the spare, and that will be a 236-203 victory for Paul Moor.
So Europe looking good then.